Hello. In this video, we're going to be exploring some basic file creation and some different workflows that may happen with files within Google Drive. So in the last video, we explored the Google Drive layout and all the different buttons and features of Google Drive. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a brand new document by going up to New, and we're going to do a Google Docs. And the first thing that we're presented with is our blank document. And again, you want to be sure that you are doing this within the account you want to work in. And when you create a new document, it opens up as an untitled document. So the first thing we're going to do is give it a title. And once I hit enter after giving it a name, it automatically saved it to my drive. It saved it in my drive, but not necessarily within a folder. So if I wanted to then go ahead and put it in a folder, I would go to this little folder here, which is Move. And I see it here. It's in my drive, but not within a folder. And I'll create a new folder, and I'll call it Shopping. And I'll move it. And you can see that Google has already moved the list. I didn't even have to close it down. And I can either undo that action or totally dismiss the notice. And now I have my list that I can start. I have a lot of, and you'll see up here, the Save to Drive pops up. Google automatically saves your work, so you do not have to save your work like in other Office applications. It will do this automatically and save it to your drive where you've designated it to be saved. So if you go over to File, you can go ahead and share something, email it, download it, rename it, move it to trash. You have a whole lot of different options. You could create a whole new file if you want. Make a copy of it. Maybe you're making two grocery lists. One is for home and one is if you're going on vacation. I don't know. You've got all the options there. You can go through and do some editing in terms of like copy and pasting things. And you can insert tables or images just like you could in other word processing software, format things, that sort of stuff. So you have all your basic tools there. You can change text color, you can change font size and the different types of fonts. So all your basic features for a word processing document is found in Google Docs. You just need to spend a little time kind of going through and seeing where the buttons are, because they may not be in the same order that you're used to them working off of a different piece of software. You can go ahead up here if you wanted to. You've got a couple options for sharing. You can go to File, Share with others, or you can use the Share button up here and copy the link and then paste it into an email or a text message or something like that. So you'll find that within Google there's several different ways to accomplish the same thing. So what you really want to do is that you want to go through when you're not pressed with a deadline and just get very comfortable creating documents, creating files, folders, moving folders around, moving documents within folders. So that way you can see how it's done, and you can do it with ease when the pressure is on with deadlines. So now what I'm going to do is, since I know that this is already saved and I can see my document status here and it says all changes are saved to the drive, I can go ahead anytime I want, because this is opened up, this document has opened up in its own tab. I can go ahead and close the tab. And now I see the new shopping folder that I have. And within it, I see the list I have created. There's other ways. You don't have to, you can, again, as discussed in the last video, you can go ahead and create a new folder, which I will just call lists. And maybe what I want to do is I want to move this whole shopping folder into the lists folder. Now I can do that by going to the three buttons here and hit organize, move. That is one way that we can do it, that we learned in a previous video. But like working on a Windows or a Mac computer, Google will let you also just do a drag and drop kind of thing. So I'm going to just highlight and select and drag up to lists and then release. And now my folder shopping is in lists. I can hit the back button to get to the previous screen. The other thing is that you can change how you view your files and folders. This is showing everything in a list view. I could look at everything as a grid layout. So this is showing me a document. This is showing me folders. And this is showing me the document, the list document. So it will show you a thumbnail. If you prefer to have thumbnails of your folders and files, then you would want to go to this grid layout view as opposed to the list view.